Hi.
Hi, I'm Lyra.
And I'm Meredith.
And we're from Trinity College, Department of Language and Culture, and today we're going to speak to you on behalf of our Arabic 101 class, and
we are going to be discussing 3 linguistic tools that we learned in our class. The first of which is declension. A definition of declension is the vowel markers used to indicate case in a sentence. Different cases are used in different types of sentences. For example, a nominative sentence will receive a different case than a verbal sentence, and Lyra will talk a little bit more about those distinctions.
Right. Okay, so let's start off. There's 3 different cases, as Meredith said. We're first going to start off with the nominative case. The major vowel marker in this case, specific case, is the Dhamma, which you put on attached to the last letter of the word. So in this case, if it's a masculine singular word, you attach the Dhamma. If it's masculine dual, you attach the Aleph, Nun, N. Okay, that would help if this was... if it's the masculine plural, then you attach the Wow, Nun, Un. Feminine singular, you attach the Dhamma. Feminine dual, the N. Feminine plural and broken plural, you attach the Dhamma. And another word for nominative in Arabic is called the Raf. So the next case we have is the accusative. The major vowel marker in this case is the feta. Accusative is also known as the nasb. The masculine singular receives the feta. The masculine dual receives the feta ya nun. And the masculine plural receives the ya nun. The feminine singular receives the feta. The feminine dual receives the aleph ya nun, which is ain. The feminine plural receives the kesra, and the broken plural receives the feta. Meredith?
The last case we're going to be talking about is the genitive case. It's not the last case. There is another case, the Joseph, but we're not going to talk about that. The genitive case is called in Arabic khaft. Its primary vowel marker is the kasra. See, in the male singular, you have a kasra. Male dual, feta ya nun, or ain. Male plural, ya nun, in. Feminine singular, just a kasra. Feminine dual, feta, te, ya, and nun, so attain. Feminine plural and broken plural, you just use a kasra.
So it's important to know that when you are using the accusative, nominative, and the genitive cases, if the word happens to be indefinite, then you just use the normal Dhamma, Kesra, or Feta. But if it's indefinite, you use a double Dhamma, a double Kesra, or a double Feta, which is called a tanween. And
the accusative case is irregular. In the accusative case, if you're using the tanween, it needs to be perched on the top of an aleph, unless you have a hamza or a he at the end of the sentence. At the end of the word.
Okay, so that was a brief kind of look at the 3 different cases, nominative, genitive, and accusative. We're next going to go into another linguistic tool called jar wa majrur. Basically, this is used to kind of determine what the case is after a preposition. After a preposition, you use any word that kind of follows after it is in the genitive case. Examples of prepositions would be bi, fi, min, ke, illa, li, ala. Those are just a couple to name a few. So we're going to look at some of these examples that we wrote down. El walid fi el beiti, the boy is in the house. As you can see, fi is the preposition, and the word following it is el beit, the house. So since it's definite, you would just put the kesra in, because it's genitive also, and you only need one kesra. The next sentence is el kelb bijanib shajaratin. Bijanib being the preposition. The word following it is shajaratin. It receives a double kesra, mainly because it's indefinite and it's also in the genitive.
The last linguistic tool we're going to talk about is noun-adjective agreement. So basically, if a adjective must agree with the noun in gender, number, definitiveness, and case. So in our example sentence, we have Andahu al-rajul al-sayara al-aswada. So that means the man has the black car. And so El Sayara is our subject, or sorry, our object, and the adjective describing it is al aswada, and they agree in definitiveness. They both have an al. In gender, they both are feminine. In number, they both are singular. So that is pretty much that.
So basically, we talked to you about the 3 different cases: accusative, genitive, and nominative. And we briefly touched upon the jar wa majrur and the kind of noun-adjective agreement. So we thank you, and
Thank you.
bye.